and you're welcome to this video. On this video, I will be talking about the recent proposed changes by the NMC UK. And I've been seeing quite a lot of people confused about it, that okay, what does it really mean, what are all those proposed changes, what's going to be the resolution and all of that. I'm just going to make sure that we understand these proposed changes and it's as simple as possible. So before we get into the video, you're welcome to my channel. My name is Catherine, and on this channel I share regular updates on nursing, lifestyle, education, basically whatever it's used for, whatever it's classified as a useful information. This is the channel. Yeah. And if you are the first timer, like your first time here, if it's your first time here, you're welcome to this channel. Welcome, and get settled. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you very much for the support. Now let me get into the video. So there have been recent proposed changes by the NMC UK, and quite a lot of broadcaster, has been flying around on WhatsApp and emails. Please kindly lend your voice, hear your opinion, make your recommendations, which is really beautiful. And I'm just going to try and explain these proposed changes as simple as possible. So there are basically different recommendations by the NMC UK, really. But I'll start from the first one, which is the band requirement. Now, as we all know, for a registered nurse, if you're trying to migrate to the UK, there's a standard required of you based on the band requirement. It's a 7 in all the modules except for writing, which is 6.5. Writing 6.5, but every other module has to be at least a 7. Now, what is this proposed change as regards this band requirement? They are proposing that you have at least a band 7 in each of the modules, like at least any of the modules. If you are going to, especially for you, if you want to combine the results, you want to combine 2 results together, you should have at least a band 7 for your speaking, for your reading, or your listening. For writing is still 6.5. They are just trying to say that have at least a band 7 in any of the modules. So if you're having like a 6.5 in this first result and maybe a 6 in one other result, and you want to put them together, you cannot use that together. You have to have at least a 7. So maybe if you have a 6.5 in this first result, then you are able to achieve a 7 in that result. In the other results, you can combine the 2 together, just to make sure that each of the modules at least have a 7. So that is it about the band requirement. The second thing is a combination, like the validity. We all know that presently your result has to be like a 6 month apart. Whatever results you are combining, it has to be 6 months apart from the first one. That's the maximum, like the maximum period when you can. Okay, you wrote you sat for your Ielts exam in January, February, March, April, May, June, like July. I think that's the latest you can use when you want to combine the results with any result. It has to be a 6 month period in between. But right now they are proposing a 12 months. Like, okay, you can actually have 2 results that have like 12 months duration, like 12 months apart. So they are still acceptable. That's one of the things they're proposing, which I think is still very good, because a lot of times people will say, oh, I can't really combine this result anymore. It's past 6 months already, and they are able to get a good result that it would have been so great to combine it with another result, but just because the period between them is more than 6 months, then it's not acceptable. So I believe that this is still a very good recommendation. It's a good change if it's eventually approved. Third one is the employee reference. According to the NMC UK, they are proposing for anyone that has worked, that is in UK. Basically, this is beneficial for people that resides presently in the UK and you've worked for some period of time, at least 1 year. That's the minimum you can work. So they are proposing, if the person do not pass the IELTS, that's the first thing, maybe they do not meet the band requirement, that the person can actually get a reference from their employers. Like your employer should write to them and say, oh, this person has been able to communicate in English, give a proof that this person has a mastery of English language. So that is what they are proposing. So a reference from the employer is acceptable. That is the third thing on the proposed changes there. They are trying to say if it is okay for employers, if we think it is really okay for employers to give references for their employees. And left to me, I think this is a very good one, especially for people who, who came over here to work, who maybe are students or something. It is really, really good for them. They will be able to get a proof from the employers that yes, I've been communicating in English language and they're really satisfied with my mastery of the language. So that's the third thing. Another one is for people that are students, like you come in here to school, even though maybe your first degree is not in English language, or you were taught in English language, but and also maybe your country is not a major country, like a major English speaking country, but you were taught in English language and you were able to acquire another qualification, maybe like a higher qualification, something like your master's certificate in an English speaking country, or you happen to actually school in the UK, maybe you got a certificate in UK for masters. And we know quite a number of Nigerians, actually, quite a lot of Nigerians, Africans actually have their masters in the UK. They are saying that this can actually serve as a substitute for the IELTS examination, because you have been schooled, taught in English language, you are able to write your examinations in English language, and maybe a reference from the school will serve, like, improvise for the IELTS examination. And I think, yes, this is actually a very good one, because to me, it doesn't really make any sense where somebody is in England or wherever the person is in the United Kingdom, and the person is being, you know, you are schooling in English, you speak in English, you do your examinations, your assignments, your tests in English language, and this person will finish all of this and wants to, maybe try to cross over, for example, a nurse, and you want to cross over to start practicing, and they'll still subject this person to write another test of English. And I'm like, it doesn't really make any sense. What was the person really communicating with? And I think this is really, really, really so good. Also, the other recommendation I talked about the employee reference, I know quite a number of nurses that they've wanted to take up master's program. I'm a living example of that. And you call some of these universities and they will tell you you need to write your IELTS, you need to write another IELTS. And I'm like, oh, I've been in the UK, I'm working, I'm communicating. Why will you tell me I still need to write an IELTS examination again? So if employers reference we serve like a substitute for IELTS and they'll be able to waive it off, then that is good. I'm very sure a lot of people, a lot of nurses will be able to, get that certification, go in for that education, whatever it is they want to add to their portfolio. It will be very, very easy, and I believe that's also a good one. So for the student also, it's a good one. Quite a number of people, when I was back in school, to try to do their BSc, that's their degree, in many universities in the UK, and many of them were subjected to write the IELTS. So if this proposed change is actually approved, oh my god, it is going to be a very, very good one, really, really good one in that one. Now, part of the proposed changes is also equality across all boards. Now, let us understand this. I think, I believe, not I think, I believe for doctors, if you want to cross over as a doctor, you need a band 7 all through the modules. It's not like nurses that is just a 6.5 that is required in writing. So NMC UK is proposing that everyone, irrespective of your profession, whether you're a doctor, whether you're a midwife, whether you're a nurse, you are subjected to the same standard. And there is no, okay, for nurses it's 6.5 in writing, for doctors it's 7. So they are trying to propose equality across all boards. Now I just want to believe that this equality across all boards should be like the 6.5 in writing and maybe 7 all through, and it should not be like band a band 7 requirement for all the models. So yes, that's what they are proposing. So they are proposing equality across all boards, same standard for everybody. There is no equality and fairness, so to speak. So same standard for everybody, and I don't think it's really a bad one. I think that's fair. At least we are in a period of equality. So It's not so bad. So altogether, all of this proposed changes, what does it mean? What does it affect? What are we trying to make out of it? I would say for Nigerians, for people in Nigeria, I'm not really seeing how these proposed changes are actually of great benefit to us, except for the validity, except for combination of results that they are trying to, expand the period where you can combine your results together. I think that is good. That is beneficial for many people coming over to the UK. When you know that you have like 12 months to have your results, to have results combined, then that is still okay. But for the employee reference, it's not a benefit to people in Nigeria, because if you're not in the UK, then you can't get an employee reference. It's more for people that are actually already in the UK. For the education one, that is also very good. It's very good for people that are already here. A lot of nurses that come over, and they get to have their PhD or their master's degree or whatever it is they want to do, or a specialty they are eyeing and they really want to go in for, then that is going to be really good for them. They don't need to subject themselves to writing another IELTS. Left for me, some of the things I was expecting in the proposed recommendation, was like talking about the validity of the whole exam. I believe that this is now my own personal opinion. Now, this is not part of the NMC UK changes. I just feel the higher examination should not have an expiry period, like, oh, when you sit for the exam, then it's like, my test of English has expired. I don't know whether you get it, but this is just totally me. I feel it should just last. It's like when you go for your degree, you have your certificate and that's it. That should just be it. So if you pass your IELTS examination, then you should be able to use that result anytime, any point, at any point in time, at whatever year you want to use it. Or if they cannot take that, like, okay, we are saying, oh, it should not have lifespan. It shouldn't have forever kind of validity, then maybe like 10 years validity would be nice. When you write the exam today, it has like, but expiring in 2 years, it doesn't just make any sense to me. Like, are you trying to tell me that my English has expired and I need to do another test? I think for that one, I'm really, really not in support. I wish they can do something about the validity period, like extend it, maybe like 5 years, 10 years, or it shouldn't even expire at all. That's one. Another thing I would like to say is also about the modules, especially for reading. I think a lot of people are having issues with reading. You see a lot of people trying to just, if you see them writing, reading, quite a number of people that are very close to me have issues with reading. I really wish they can actually reduce the band requirement for reading and make it like maybe a 6.5 also, and make listening and speaking a 7, because really, even though you think you can listen and you can speak very well, by the time you come here, you know that oh, this thing is a very different ball game. You try and, oh my god, your heads are wide open and you still can't make out what some of them are saying. So yes, I understand that the speaking and listening is really important. Is really, I understand that the speaking and listening is really important. The reading also is important. I'm not saying any aspect of this is not important, but when it comes to administering care with the kind of work, how delicate our work is, then you need to be able to pick a patient's concerns, a patient's complaints. These are really very important. They are vital. So yes, maybe a band requirement of 7 is not so bad, but if the writing and the reading can be reduced there, that would be really great. So altogether, I will say that the proposed changes are not bad at all. They are really a good one. It's a step in the right direction, and I'm hoping that we'll have much more better proposed changes, and also we even need to pray that this is approved and this is implemented. And when it's implemented, definitely we can more changes can still come. More changes will still come. I believe that's all about the NMC UK proposed changes. I'm sorry if I missed out any of any of the proposed change. I'm really sorry. I just try to go through the old document, and these are the things I could pick from it. But if you also have anything to add that would be beneficial, you can add it in my comment section. If you have any questions to ask me, and I will be happy to reply you. And what else? Nothing. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your loved ones. Thank you, and bye.